Okay, so this is the position. To solve anything, first we have to apply some steps to do it almost every time. Here I explain three steps. The first step is analyze the position. The second step is find the candidate moves. And the third step is calculate your candidate move. Okay, so let's come to the first point, analyze the position. In analyzing the position, first you have to find the threats of the opponent, the range of your pieces, the range of your opponent's pieces, what you are threatening, what the opponent is threatening. Okay, so in this case you can see here the black's knight is threatening to take the queen. This pawn is threatening to take the bishop, but it is also pinned, so it cannot take the bishop. The black rook is eyeing on the e2 square. The bishop and the knight threatening on the f2 square, and the queen is also threatening to come on h4 to attack the h2 pawn. So these are all the threats from black side. Now you can check the threats from white side. White is threatening to take this pawn with a check, also threatening the rook. Next, white is also threatening bishop g5. White is also threatening to take h7. This is not very influensive threat, but a threat. Next, we can also say white is also threatening at some point bishop takes e4. So these are the threats. We analyzed the position. Now come to the second step. The second step is finding the candidate moves. To find the candidate moves in a tactical possibility, first we have to take consideration into a rule called CCTP. First we have to calculate the checks. Here queen cross c6 is a check, and there is no other check. Also rook cross e4 is a check. So there are two check moves, two valid check moves. This is also check move, but we did not include. This is also check move, but we did not include these moves. Now capture. Bishop cross e4 is a capture move. Queen cross h7 is also a capture move, and no, there is no other. Then we will see threatening moves like h3, threatening to take the knight. Bishop g5, threatening to take the queen. Queen cross h7, also be threatening move. Okay, so these are all the threatening moves. Now we can count these as candidate. Like first, we can sense it that queen cross c6 seem to be a good move. So first we calculate this move. This is the third step, calculating the candidates. Okay, so let's see. If we take this pawn, then black will play bishop d7, obviously, to protect the rook and also check. So we cannot take this rook, so we have to move our queen elsewhere. We can also see this bishop is also unprotected, so we'll take this bishop. But we have to also watch out the threats of black, like queen h4. If black plays queen h4, what is the threat? The threat is on h2, so we'll play h3. The threat is also on f2, but our queen on c5 guards this threat. So does it harm in any way? The answer is no. And if you are 100% satisfied with the first move of the candidate, then there is no need to calculate other candidates. If you are 99% satisfied, then go for the other candidates. So here I am 100% satisfied. If you are not, then you can also try some other moves, because black's threat are much more. So this seems uh, very good for white. So let's see, queen cross e6 check. Now bishop d7 as planned, queen cross, and we see here the tactics is easy, so leeches does not bother queen h4 threats. So this is the second position. First we analyze the position, the first step. So we watch out for the opponent's threat. The opponent's threat here is g take h4. The pawn is threatening to take our queen, and fortunately there is no other threat. The threat for black here we can see is black is threatening to take the rook. this is a threat. Black is also threatening to check from here, attacking b2, free his queen, and then taking the rook. So you can see, uh, even analyzing the first step, we got the solution because it is a very easy tactics, obviously. So we have done from the first step and we also got the answer. So this is our also a candidate move. So let's step into the third step. The third step is, suppose we played queen b4 check, calculating check. Now he can play c3. Again our queen is attacked and we are also attacking the rook. Now can we take the b2 pawn? Yes, because after taking the b2 we are also threatening to take this rook and also threatening to take this rook. Now there are two threats which cannot be managed simultaneously. So this is the correct move. Queen b4 check, knight. Okay, so he played for this one. Now our queen is not attacked, so just we can take this rook and solve the tactics. Yes, fine. Okay, so this is the third position of the easy opening tactics. Okay, so now start with the first step, analyzing the position. So first we take into consideration opponent's threat. As we can see, there is no major opponent threat, as we can see here. Now there is also no major threat from white. Let's also analyze some weak pawns, weak squares, strong squares, weak diagonals, loose piece. Here we can see this knight is unprotected and this diagonal is opened, and if we can intersect these, then we got the d5 square, which can only be covered by this queen. So can we play queen d5 check? The answer is no, not now, because this knight will take the queen. So if we take the knight, he will take with the either with the queen or with the pawn. Then we can play queen d5 check and the knight cannot be protected. So as easy as this, you can see we solved these easy tactics in only the first step. We don't need to apply the second step or the third step because it is an easy tactics. So let's also calculate if there is need. Suppose bishop take, he can also take with the rook. Yeah, it cannot be protected. So let's play bishop take g5, queen take. Now queen d5 check, bishop e6, and now just take the knight. Okay, so this is the fourth position. First we apply the first step. The first step is analyzing the position, analyzing the opponent's threat. Now we can see here this pawn is threatening to take the queen and also the knight, and this pawn is protected by this bishop, so we cannot take the pawn. White is also threatening to queen checkmate on d8, and yes, there is no more threat from white. Now let's take black's threat into consideration. Black can take the queen, black can take this pawn, and yes, these are two threats. Black can also take this pawn and give up his queen. Now we analyze the position. Now what are the candidate moves? So the candidate move is bishop takes f2, queen takes queen, and queen takes pawn. These are three candidate moves. So let's calculate it. First we will calculate this. After queen cross c7, bishop cross c7, and white is very much winning here. Black can do nothing, just lose. So this is bad. Let's analyze the next candidate move. Bishop takes queen takes queen check. Now white have to take the queen, and then white is threatening to take the knight, so we can play knight to a6. So he have 1 2 3 4 minor pieces, and I have 1 2 3 4 minor pieces, two major pieces, two major pieces, but he have two extra pawns and with one pawn on the 7th rank. So the position of white is very much favorable. So we will see the next variation, the next candidate move, then we will decide what we have to play because we are not satisfied with this candidate. So let's see this. Bishop takes f2, Now bishop takes f2 is a force move. As you can see, white cannot play king to d2 because of the queen is eyeing on d2 square. So after bishop cross f2, white have to play king f2. Now white can take this queen, and yes, now black is winning here. So after calculating our candidate moves, we can easily find that bishop cross f2 is a solution of this tactics. Hence we can solve all the tactics. Okay, so oh yeah, it is not solved. He's queening. So let's take this. Yes, it is solved now, because even after taking with this, white can just play queen to c1, then b2. But okay, after queen c1, he can play bishop to d4, saving this. So okay, yeah, no, if we take the rook, then we will play queen to d4 check, taking the b2 pawn and the rook. So now it is more easily winning. Okay, so now let's see the last position of this video. So first, as we can see here, your turn and black is on this side, so I think there is no problem in judging that black have to move or white have to move in the previous positions. Okay, so first we apply the first step, analyzing the position, analyzing the opponent's threat. The threat is to take the queen, so this is the biggest threat, and yeah, there are no major threats here. He can play also these moves, yeah, but first of all, this is a threat. Now analyzing black's threat. We can see this in diagonally, so we can assume knight f4 can be a threat to these two if possible. We can also see queen is threatening to take the bishop if allowed. We can see bishop f2 a threat, and not many threat. Okay, so any other? Okay, no. Now let's come back to the second step. The second step to find the candidates. First, a candidate is coming is knight f4, attacking these two. Then if it did not work, then we will save our queen to this square, pinning this, or we can play queen g4, pinning this queen if it does not work out. So we have three candidate moves. First to knight f4. If the queen is not protected, then we will play both moves after observing the position. So let's calculate the first knight f4 move. If you will play knight f4, then the bishop is twice attacked. So white will have, after knight f4, white have to take the queen. If he takes the queen, then knight will also take the queen with the check. So king have to move on h1, and now as we can see, this queen is protected, so we can take the bishop also. And here we are a piece up. But before anything, we have to analyze this position carefully. Like, what if he played this move, attacking the knight? The knight does not goes anywhere, but he is also at the same time attacking the bishop, so he cannot play rook to e1. Okay, so we will go to the next move. Can he play bishop to d2? No, because of this knight. So the conclusion is knight f4 is a very safest and the best option here. We don't need to calculate queen g4 or queen h5. So let's play knight to f4. Okay, so that's it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. And if you also want to suggest some other topics, you are also welcome to do in the comment box. Okay, thank you.